I am at the Craft Beer Conference 2023. Ran into Keith via again. We just had a good time talking, and I was glad to catch up with Keith because NA beers are just popping up everywhere. And Keith, you're just kind of a leader in that area, and I want to hear about it. Matter of fact, there was an award last night that you won for your NA beer.
That's right, Doug. Yeah, and thanks for having me on here, especially here in Nashville, Music City. It's kind of tough to break free from all these things that are happening. But yeah, thank you for having me on. Yes, we won an award last night for our Grainwave Belgian-style wheat ale that's actually alcohol-free, meaning 0.00% ABV.
And I've had one of those. Those are a great beer.
Well, thank you very much. It's very difficult to make NA beer, and it's even a little more difficult to make AF beer that actually has aroma, taste, body, the visibility, the look and feel of a beer. That's hard to do. So those folks that are in the category right now making products, there aren't very many right now, but it's an area that's actually really exploding with consumers, and of course craft brewers being who they are, they're providing products for the consumers out there that are demanding these products.
So what do you see Ceria coming up with over the next few months? Are there any new styles that you're going to add?
We're focusing really on what we're doing right now, Belgian white and IPA.
Yep.
We do have other styles that we can launch, but of course, as any brewer would tell you, there's a lot of expense involved in launching a new brand, or a new flavor. I know if you're a big brewer, typically the cost is 20 to 30 million to do a nationwide launch. For small brewers, it's a lot less than that, but still a lot of costs involved with getting the approvals from the government, label approval. It's called COLA, the Certificate of Label Approval. You just have to go through all these channels, and it's time consuming. So we've taken a look, and right now what we're doing is focusing on our two flavors, our Belgian white and our IPA, and getting those into as many places as we can. But being alcohol-free, we have a big advantage because we can go direct to consumer. So people can order our products on Amazon or Walmart.
On Amazon?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it on your website. I didn't know it was on Amazon.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. And because when there's no alcohol, there are no limits. You can sell anywhere.
Well, I was going to say like orange juice, but actually orange juice has a little alcohol in it, doesn't it?
You're absolutely right. I think a lot of people don't realize that even orange juice is allowed to have a small amount of alcohol. So if orange juice were sold as an alcoholic beverage, it would have to be labeled NA because it has a small amount. In fact, most juices have that, because if you leave them out, apple juice, orange juice, you name the juice, if it's left at room temperature for just a little bit while it's being processed, there's yeast in it and it'll start to ferment. So there's a little bit of alcohol. And even things as innocuous sounding as soy sauce. Soy sauce can be up to 2% ABV. Vanilla extract. I mean, so many different food products that people don't realize have alcohol actually have, I would say, a small but significant amount of alcohol.
I didn't realize. So soy sauce almost has the same ABV as a light beer?
It does. It's amazing because it's a fermented product, and some of them don't label it because it is a food product, or it's considered a food product.
Yeah.
But if you look on the internet or even call their 1-800 number on your favorite soy sauce, they'll tell you approximately what it is, and it can range, from probably the high 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, all the way up to about 2%. And so there's alcohol in soy sauce. Of course, with all that salt and that nice umami flavor, you probably don't want to have a pint of soy sauce.
No. But you're winning awards for your alcohol-free beer. How do you see the growth? How do you see the industry? I know I've been blown away when I've been to Europe. I was in South Africa, and they were talking NA beers. I was in Europe, they were talking NA beers. And then I think my first conversation with NA beers was actually with you. So that's been a year ago.
Yeah.
So what are the trends that you're seeing now in a year?
So now what we're starting to see is people are really starting to take NA seriously. In the past, people were thinking, oh, that's a trend that's going to go away. Let's focus over here. But now, brewers, distributors, and consumers are realizing this is something that's here to stay. It's because it's a lifestyle change. People are becoming more health-minded, and with that, they're demanding products that really support their goals in life to stay healthy. Most people are not giving up alcohol, but what they're doing is limiting the alcohol intake, because I think all of us know alcohol in excess is it's not healthy, but a little bit, in my personal opinion, a little bit it's nice, it's relaxing, and it's a great way to socialize. But for those occasions where you don't want or can't have alcohol, alcohol-free or NA is really the way to go. And I think that's the big thing to realize, is the world is changing. Even yesterday, for the opening of the Craft Brewers Convention here in Nashville, Bart Watson, the economist, he said, or statistician, I forgot what he is exactly, but anyway, he threw the latest numbers up, and the new rate of growth for craft brewers here in the United States is 0%. That's the new normal. Mm-hmm. And if it's the new normal, then is there anything growing? And if you look around, one of the things that's growing is non-alcoholic beer. So 0% is bad for craft brewers trying to grow their alcohol beer, but 0% alcohol is kind of where the new growth area is. And as a result, there's a lot of different companies sprouting up, either making products, NA products, or providing a service around them. Things like ANBA, the American, Non-Alcoholic Beverage Association, is a relatively new organization. It's a lobbying group for NA producers. What else? Aficionados is another great program that's just been started. It's very similar to the Cicerone program. So Cicerone was started by Ray Daniels.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Ray. And it's a great program that focuses on people learning about beer and how to pair with foods and all of that. But it's alcohol focused. There's nothing in there really about NA beers. Aficionados is a whole new program started by Megan Anderson, and she is one of the most enthusiastic people you will run into, but she has started that, and what she's focusing on is strictly non-alcoholic and alcohol-free products, and how to talk about them in the same way that the Cicerone program has been successful, talking about alcohol. So look for her program coming up, I would say soon, because people are starting to get excited about this whole area of NA and AF.
Well, I'd say they're more than getting exciting. when I go to Europe and South Africa, they're like, every brewery has an NA offering, and which I think is just fascinating, or I guess nearly every brewery. Well, one thing I tried yesterday, Sierra Nevada had hop water.
Oh, yes.
So are you going to do hop water? How do you differentiate? What's the difference between hop water and an alcohol-free beer?
So the big difference is that hop water is exactly that. It's water, sparkling, that has been added. It has added hop extracts and hop flavorings, so that it tastes like hops, or it could taste like a flavored hop water. There are those popping up too, and they're very refreshing. And I think the big thing about them is they're alcohol-free. There's no alcohol because there's never been any fermentation in that water. If there is any alcohol that's coming from the hop extract, that little bit of alcohol that's there. And in fact, I should back up and say, here in the States, there is a distinction by the TTB, the Alcohol Tax and Trade Bureau, who regulates brewers and everything we do. They regulate the labeling of products, and they actually have two classifications of products low in alcohol. So when they take their machinery, they have a thing called a gas chromatograph, a GC, where they measure alcohol. It's very accurate. And when they can measure alcohol anywhere from 0.01% ABV all the way up to 0.49%, if you have a product in that classification, they require you to label it as NA, non-alcoholic. But if they use that same machinery and they can't measure any measurable alcohol, it's 0.00, they allow you to label it as AF, alcohol-free.
That's got to be so frustrating, though, when orange juice and all the juices don't have to go through that, and yet
Oh,
they would show alcohol if it was measured that way.
Absolutely right. Consumers really don't realize there's a lot of everyday products that have alcohol. Soy sauce is another product that can have up to around 2% ABV. 2%, that's a lot of alcohol in a food product. So as consumers, I think we all have to be aware of what we put in our bodies if we're limiting alcohol. So in the U.S., we can label products as AF or NA. Right now, virtually all the products in the marketplace that are NA are exactly that, non-alcoholic, meaning they have a trace of alcohol. There are very few that are AF. We're at Ceria, that's one of our specialties, is making beer with absolutely no alcohol, 0.00. It's very difficult to do.
So is Ceria going to do any hop water?
We can if we want, but for us, at the moment, it's all about beer. We love beer with the great taste of craft hops, craft malts, but 0.00 alcohol. And we see that as a really nice area that's going to be growing, because as this lifestyle keeps taking hold of the U.S., I think we're going to get up to the amounts of NA products seen in Europe. So you name the country, Germany, Spain, and NA is anywhere from 8 to 12% of the market over there. Here in the States, we're at about 0.6%.
Oh wow, I didn't realize
that. So we're still in the infancy mode of NA here in the States. So when you think about it that way, there's a lot of runway for NA here in the States. And when you think about it from the perspective of there's folks who love NA, and then for those consumers of NA, there's a few of them, quite a few, that search out AF. So for one reason or another, whether it's medical or religious, and again, whatever reason it is, that's a personal thing.
That's right.
I never ask why people drink it. If they want it, that we will provide it. But some people search out AF, and for them, their goal is single-minded, AF only. They don't want even a trace of alcohol. So for those folks, they search us out, and they love our products because it's AF. And like I said earlier, making AF beer alcohol-free is very difficult, because not having a trace of alcohol and being consistent at that is very hard to do.
And making it delicious.
Right.
It's even harder.
To the point where you can win medals in Belgium with a Belgian style beer.
I judged them the year before last in Belgium, and they were phenomenal. I don't know which one was yours, but we had some phenomenal beers. So, Keith, if somebody wants to get Grainwave, that won an award in Belgium, they want to get a Grainwave. I know you mentioned Amazon. Is that the best way to get it?
If they just want to order it online, definitely they can go to our website. They go to Amazon, the Walmart website, or they can go to their favorite liquor store and see if it's there. It should be there. We're in about 20 states, so not every state, but if it's not at their favorite store, and we're also in some chains like Whole Foods, Kroger. HEB down in Texas, which is a big chain. So we're in quite a few chains, and but again, if they can't find it, just get it online, and it's as easy as that. Which I wish people could say that about alcoholic craft beer, but unfortunately, alcoholic craft beer can't yet be ordered online.
That's a frustration of mine, but I am glad I can get your alcohol-free beer on Amazon or even at the store. Well, that's fantastic, Keith. Again, congratulations on your award.
Oh, thank you, Doug. Yeah, we're very proud of it, and it's just fantastic that people are starting to recognize really the taste and the value of alcohol-free and NA beer.
So as we close, what have you enjoyed about the Craft Beer Conference this year? Is there anything unique, or it just was a special opportunity besides winning your award?
Besides winning the award, it's also great for me, because I've been in the industry a long time. For me, it's I think coming on my 40th year, wow. And for me, it's fun to network, because I see so many young brewers coming in to the industry, and it's fun to network with some of the older ones that I've known for years and years, and some of the newer ones, just judging with them and meeting new people who are just the lifeblood of the future of this industry. So networking really is the primary thing for me. Secondly is to walk through the expo here, and as you can see all around us, if your viewers had the chance to come to one of these events, you would see literally hundreds of suppliers with their booths, everything from raw materials to barrels, if they're into barrel-aged beer, to labels, everything. And it's fun to walk around and see what the new things are that the suppliers are offering. In fact, today I'm going to walk around the hop areas here, which just over my shoulder here are several of the biggest hop suppliers in the world, not just the U.S., but the world. And I just want to see what they have as far as hop products, because to me, I love hops. And so I want to walk around and see what new varieties and what new types of hop products they have, because like for hop water that you were mentioning, it's easiest just to put these hop extracts into the water and you get the full aroma and taste of the hop, and it's as easy as just opening and adding. So that's what I'm interested in, is seeing what new things like that are around. So it's just a fun time to be here, and can't beat this weather in Nashville.
Well, I hope you'll share with me the hops that you were really impressed with.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm always impressed with what these guys can do. These hop scientists are coming up with new things all the time, and it's just so impressive.
Well, and speaking of hops, Stan Hieronymus is going to be on my program the 18th, and he's going to be talking about the New Zealand hops. He went down for the hop harvest, and we're going to be talking about that. So maybe we'll find something intriguing for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Stan is always a gentleman I listen to, because to me, he's one of the best writers about hops. He writes in a way that's easy to understand, enjoyable, and informative. Gosh, the guy is an encyclopedia when it comes to hops and other brewing materials and even processes. I respect that guy. He's been writing a long time, and I don't know how he does it.
I don't either. But we'll hear more about it on the 18th. So Keith, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Doug.
you taking time away from all this. It was good to see you last night at the events, and it's just always great to get together with you and network.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Doug.
Cheers.
Cheers.